Manhattan's district attorney has convened a grand jury connected to the criminal probe of former President Donald J. Trump.
Grand jury to decide whether former President Donald Trump should be indicted.
The panel was reportedly recently convened and will sit 3 days a week for 6 months.
It suggests that this investigation, which has been going on for 2 years, is entering its final stage.
They will be giving a rolling narrative, and at the end of which it's certainly their intention now. Things can go awry, but it is certainly their intention now for this kind of grand jury to be asking for charges.
The grand jury signals that the district attorney, Cyrus Vance, believes he has evidence of a crime already in hand against the former president or someone else in his orbit.
It means the next stage of this criminal investigation is going to be interesting, dramatic, and historic, because no U.S. president in American history has ever been indicted. Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster, and thanks for joining us. A grand jury is a group of regular citizens chosen at random who decide whether there is enough evidence or not to put a defendant on trial for a crime. In Manhattan, a grand jury has up to 23 members. 16 are needed for a quorum in order to meet. At least 12 members of a grand jury are required to issue a charging indictment, known as a true bill, or to dismiss the charges, called no true bill. Prosecutors often present a wide variety of evidence, including documents, transcripts, electronic data, investigation summaries, and sometimes live witness testimony. And the normal rules of evidence do not apply at a grand jury. In a grand jury, leading questions and hearsay are allowed, and the grand jurors themselves are allowed to ask questions. Unlike a criminal trial where a jury is instructed to convict only if there's evidence of a crime beyond a reasonable doubt, in a grand jury the threshold is much lower. Panel members must simply decide whether there is probable cause or good reason to believe a defendant could be guilty. In the Trump investigation, the overall grand jury probe is being led by District Attorney Cyrus Vance, with help from longtime fraud prosecutor Mark Pomerantz. Recently, New York State Attorney General Letitia James announced that her Trump investigation had merged with the DA's criminal probe. That means that some of her staff have joined the Manhattan DA's effort. Last year, documents filed in court by the Manhattan DA revealed the investigation includes potential tax charges and false statements. Witnesses, including former Trump fixer Michael Cohen, alleged the Trump organization inflated assets to obtain bank loans and deflated property values to avoid taxes. As we've reported for months, prosecutors have been trying to squeeze and flip Alan Weisselberg, the Trump Organization chief financial officer, and his cooperation could be crucial. Because in order to win a conviction against Donald Trump or anybody else at trial, prosecutors would have to prove intent. That means prosecutors would have to show Trump knew a statement or document was false and participated anyway in the scheme to move it forward. State of mind is what distinguishes fraud from a mere mistake, and a slip-up is not fraud. Donald Trump and his organization have long insisted that they've done nothing wrong and that the Manhattan DA is driven by politics. But now, by all accounts, the Manhattan DA is leaning on 23 ordinary citizens, a grand jury, that will decide whether there's good reason to believe Donald Trump is a crook.